seen this, we have all these functions to iterate records first to last, or last after last before last. So these functions we can use according to the requirement. Next, you can create a scrollable result set. So see here, same example we can see here: statement, connection, create statement. And what type of statement we are looking for? We are looking for the result set type scroll intensible, and this is we are expecting output. And this way we can print the result. This way we can print the result. And while you are going to update or you are deleting something, then result set providing you functions to update records, update rows, insert rows, delete rows, update string, and update integer. So these functions are available in the result set interface. So JDBC allows you to create and update result set that enables you to modify rows in the result set. So identify the field of the result set interface that allows the cursor to scrollable and reflect the changes in the data. So of course, update related, so sensitive. If you are updating, it should update in the system. So of course, sensitive. Methods of the result set interface are JDBC raw set, cached raw set, web raw set, and join raw set. So these are the filters, because if while you are writing a query, search select star from where name equal to xyz. So in that case, a raw set is by default is applying. So these are called raw set of interface that are connected and disconnected environment. Result set interface. I will share this code with you, working code with you, and you can practice.
But TB, we're not seeing the slide.
Yeah, we see the slide.
It is there, it is being presented. Maybe you are facing difficulty with internet connection.
No, you just went to the slide.
So let's see one scenario. Scenario is one we have one publisher, and that publisher want to maintain details about books and authors in the database. So you are a database administrator, and you are going to create database for that organization. So the management want an application that can help them access the details about author based on different criteria. So what are the criteria given? So the first one, to accomplish this task, the prepared statement object allows you to pass runtime parameter to SQL statement to query and modify the data in the table. So the prepared statement objects are compiled and prepared only for JDBC. So now how we can write? So we have another approach, because earlier we did with the create statement. Create a statement is not a good practice to write code, because because of this you may face problem of SQL injection. In the second semester, you already know what is the SQL injection. You already know what is SQL injection. So if you want to secure your application, do not use create statement. Always use prepared statement. And it is very similar to create a statement, and I'm passing the same query. See here, query is here. Select star from author where UID is question mark. So this question mark object you can add in the data. If particular ID is available, then it will return an object. Otherwise, it will not return any data. So this is the advantage. The value can be set by calling an appropriate. So getter setter method works there. So if you want to inject some data in this prepared statement, you can inject like this: set byte, set string. So this is the ID and this is the value. This is the ID and this is the value. Set byte, set boolean, set double, set integer, set long, set float. So these functions you can add along with ID, index number actually. You can write column name and value, column name and value. Then this is the code. This is the code. You, if you want, you can take snapshot. This is the code. With the help of this, you can retrieve all these record by using prepared statement interface. And we are injecting data. We are injecting information this way. So this is a very secured way. Your application nobody can crack. Your system will be hack proof. No one can hack your program. In same way, if you are willing to insert some record, the query remains same. Insert into author, author ID, author name, and value. So we are two question mark. We are adding two question mark. So prepared statement PS connection, prepared statement, and we are inserting data. So the first index number at the first position we are writing this one, and second position we are writing this one. So it will work automatically and it will update in the system. It will take data. Let's see how to update, how to delete, just like a create a statement. Code is not going to change. Small changes I'm doing here. Instead of writing a hard coded value, I'm writing here question mark. This is the only difference. So because I'm writing a question mark, that is why I'm adding here inserting data. And finally it is updated. If you want to, if you are willing to delete that record, delete from the author where author name equal to something. So you can prepare a statement and you can pass data the Abraham White. So identify the three methods of prepared statement interface. So three interfaces are result, execute query, integer, and boolean. So execute query always gives a result, execute update always give you integer, execute always giving you true and false. So this, now I'm going to cover the practical session of the Java JDBC, Java Database Connection API. So here you have to create one application with the help of prepared statement. Do not use create statement. If you want, you can use, but your application will not be more secure. Manage database transaction, perform database batch update, and create call. Stored procedure. Stored procedure the same whatever you have studied in the stored procedure you have studied in the database SQL server, the same. Nothing new in this. So what you have to do, like this, you have to create a statement. Like this, you have to create one application, GUI application. This snapshot you can find in your book. Create a application like this, then insert, if you click on the insert button, your data should be saved into the database. So even if you have a my code, then this code you can find, you can read, and directly you can execute in your system. This will make you more convenient to read code, to execute code. If you remember, in the second semester you have learned transaction. What is transaction? Let's take one example. For example, you are going to deposit some money into bank. So what is the procedure? So procedure would be, you have to start from at home, and you will land at bank. Once you reach in front of the bank, means you are creating connection. Yes, so you are accessible, you can reach, you already reached to bank. Once you reach inside the bank, you have to go, you have to verify your information, like server IP address, port number, username, password. If everything is correct, then you have to check which counter you want to go. So you want to deposit some money, so you have to go deposit counter, cash counter. So on the cash counter you have to show your details. So you have to provide the details as well as money. Then the cashier will check the data is correct or not. Your account number, your name, the money, whatever you are giving them. So this is the process of initiating transaction. So this process known as transaction. And he is filling all the information, and unfortunately something goes wrong. So in that case, that transaction may not be successful. So the process done by the cashier, that is known as transaction. So transaction may be successful, may be fail, because of some reason. So the transaction in the database, the query is already submitted to your computer, and unfortunately may fail or may not be. So that process known as transaction. So how to handle the transaction? So what is transaction? Transaction is a set of one or more SQL statements that are executed as a single unit, means group of statements, SQL statements. So transaction is complete only when all SQL statements in a transaction execute successfully. It maintains consistency of the data in the database. JDBC API provides the support for transaction management, and this transaction management can be handled explicit transaction or implicit transaction. If your transaction goes successful, then we will commit. If it is not done, then we call it rollback. So if it is successful, we will commit, otherwise we will roll back. Rollback means whatever variables, whatever things are updated, we have to keep it on this back stage, whatever earlier it was before executing the query. So that process known as rollback. So the question is, how can you commit a transaction? So you can commit the transaction with the help of function commit. But by default, all the databases are instructed to commit automatically. So no need to explicitly commit, implicitly committed by database. Next, implementing batch updates in JDBC. So let's suppose you are creating a one batch, a group
TV.
of, yes,
Yeah, all the things you are talking, we're not seeing it. Only the programming in Java, only the first slide just before us. So all the
uh,
things.
check, we'll discuss about it, okay? Give me time. Let me
Okay.
finish this. So implementing batch update. So let's suppose you are going to execute 100 queries. So in the 100 query, one by one, all the queries are executing, and up to 99, all queries are successfully running. But last one query after 99, 100 query goes fail. So if they are in the one batch or one transaction, they are part of one transaction, then whole transaction would be cancelled. It will be rolled back. Nothing will be saved, nothing will happen on your database because it is required to successfully executed all 100 files. This is mandatory. So and why we are doing this? Because if you give a task, group of tasks to your computer, then your computer will perform requests one by one. So this is the advantage. So your computer can work easily. You can save network resources. Batch is a more efficient way as compared to the processing as a single SQL statement. So how to do that? You can add many batch queries, add batch queries, and all those queries can be executed one by one. Once you're done with this, or in between you want to clear, you can clear the batch. You can create statement before performing this. So this is the code. If you want to write query in the batch, so we are setting auto commit false. We don't want to save automatically. Once all the queries are successfully done, then we will save. Otherwise, no. So we have a query. First query is insert first record, insert second record. In case any code is not working, we will not save anything. Either save all or we will not save anything. So this is the advantage or this is the same disadvantage. Advantage like if you have some, if you are doing some important work, then it is mandatory that that particular work should be completed, otherwise it is not. Next we have exception handling in a batch update. The batch update operations can throw two type of exceptions. The first exception is SQL exception, and then batch update exception. So these exceptions you can handle by enclosing try and catch. Same way, just now we have seen callback, prepared statement. So the Java SQL package provides you callable statement interface. Interface contains various methods to enable you to call database stored procedures. Let's see how to code this. Creating a stored procedure can be created by using JDBC application and can be of two type, parameterized and non-parameterized. You can use execute update method with this query. Query is create procedure. You can create a procedure. Command is create procedure, procedure name as this is the query. So this procedure will be stored on the server, and and this procedure is always giving the first priority to be executed. So this is a code. You can execute your query by writing the code, create procedure author information, and author ID varchar 15. So like this, you can execute procedure. You can create your own procedure too. So while you are creating a procedure, you have a three forms. Either you will give input, or you will get output, or may be possible one procedure can produce output and another procedure can get the input. So both two or more than two procedures can be connected together. So in or out. So in that case, we call it in or out. So let's see how it works. It is calling a stored procedure. How to call a stored procedure? So the function name is prepare call. Prepare call is a function that always gives you the callable interface, and with the help of this you can call that particular procedure and you can perform the operation with the help of SQL query. So you can see here string str, I want to execute. So exec, this is a command. This is the command to execute stored procedure, and the stored procedure name is author info. This author info we have given on the on the query, where we have specified create procedure name, and finally we got the output prepare call, and we got the result, and we can print the result. Calling a stored procedure with parameters. If you want, you can pass the parameter just like a prepared statement. So the again function remains same: set integer, set float, set boolean, set in string. And calling a restored procedure with parameters. How to so before calling any procedure with parameter, you must have to register it first. Integer index number. In a one table you have many columns. So which number item you want to access, so you have to provide number 0 1 2 3 4 and so on. So this is the last for this Java. In the if you have any query questions, we will resolve today, or in the next class we will start HTML. So metadata. So metadata means data about the data. Data about the data. For example, uh, you are you are coming to school every day, and I'm marking one attendance on one sheet. So actually you are coming every day on a school, but I'm writing your data information about you: what time you reach, whether you were present in the class or not. So this whole information uh, is stored about the data known as metadata. So metadata is the information about the data, such as structure and property of data table. So metadata of the employee tables include information such as name of the column, type of the column, and constraint that enter the data value in the table column. JDBC API provides the following two metadata interfaces. So the metadata interfaces are database metadata interface and result set metadata. Database metadata and result set metadata. So how to use them and how they are useful. Database metadata interface provides you the method that enables you to determine the property of database or RDMS. Means which particular column is what type of data is getting stored. It's a type of integer, float, character, boolean. An object of database metadata is created with the help of function get metadata. So metadata is always stored on the database side. So you have to make a call to retrieve metadata. So this method call to create an object metadata, database metadata. So like this, you can retrieve this data metadata with the help of connection con. So that is why you can see a con dot get metadata. And once we have a metadata, then we can retrieve particular column, table name, uh, column type, everything we can retrieve. Driver name, driver version, result set, get primary key, URL, read only, support. Using result set metadata interface. So in the metadata interface, we have these columns: get column count, get column label, get column name, get column type. So the whole information about your table you can retrieve using JDBC metadata result set. So another functions are is auto increment, means primary key. Primary key is increasing automatically. Is it case sensitive? Is not. Is it writable? Is read only. So the particular each and every information about that column can be retrieved. So what are the metadata interface is used to retrieve information about database? So of course database metadata. So database metadata. So that's it for today. If you have any query questions, you can ask me.
Yeah, TV. Yeah.